Cancer, here's the August 2026 video. So, what I wrote for you was, it says detoxing by connecting with your new self. The boss you have to accept you are. Tranquility squared is the new path. You know, I put a 2 next on top of tranquility, right? Like, so tranquility squared is the path. Trust your environment. Trust you can solve the problem. And I used a little cheat code. So I said Taurus plus Cancer plus Scorpio's message equals Cancer. So real quick, I want to read Taurus's message. It says, feeling like a boss first in order to properly understand how to remain a boss. We have to be a boss first before we make our feelings priority. Beware of not being the best representation of yourself. Responsibilities must be handled first, then possibilities. Trust life past your own judgments. Be here and disagree with others and still connect. And then Scorpio's message. Love and learn in your life. We use this month to train our subconscious. We should always think like this. You're either focused or being distracted. Growth and love. So tranquility, it's really, tranquility is helpful. That's a better emotion because it actually trains your subconscious. Whenever you feel anxiety, worry, or, you do that, you feel tranquility. It's a better way to, be better to your subconscious, be better to yourself, Yes, dare to be tranquil. So here's your 3 prompts I'll read on before I do your Celtic cross. So yes, 3 questions. What version of me am I ready to release? What would peace choose here? How is this challenge helping me become stronger? So what version of me am I ready to release? So, what version of me am I ready to release? What version of me am I ready to release? Okay. 3 cards for the question. It really looks like I wouldn't think this is something to release. Well, is this the connection that needs to be released? One way I see it is things made way and it's just your emotions. But I really believe it's some attitude because on one hand it looks very positive, but this is what needs to be released, and for some reason you freely put this some unfair shining quality on this person. What is it about this person? So they're not dealing with this water sign. They're not cool with this person right here. It's like you're in between some type of drama. But truly is not even an issue because the right feeling is found out. So I guess whatever you realize you shouldn't give to you. You know, you finally got the realization. It's not even not even trying to help us win, not even trying to help us succeed. This situation, either this person isn't trying to help you succeed, or what you had enthusiasm to go after isn't even helping you move forward. So what is it about this? Yeah, pushing some, you know, if they're not trying to bring positivity and connection. So luckily this is still, you know, reigning above all, because that's still being found nonetheless. So great. I had two feelings about it. I'm like, it doesn't look like this is positive, then and it kind of made sense. Okay. Knight of Wands, that is the energy that it's pointing out. I'm looking at it as this together looks like a great opportunity, but specifically, yeah. So, what does this mean? There is true connection, and people in alignment with the goal. Next question. What would peace choose here? So that was Gemini. So I could just throw in Gemini's message as well, which maybe it's important. I always assume it's important, you know. I'm like, all right, just throw it in there. Throw in their message. Might have a clue for you. So yeah, with Gemini's message, I used some of Aries and Sagittarius message from, I want to say July. But it makes sense for their reading. It says, be here and let it be revealed. Keep your emotions out of it, please. Trust in aligning with your environment and connections while trusting yourself. Disagree and still connect with others. Take yourself serious by not taking emotions seriously. Let's see the next question. What would peace choose here? So it's popped out. I'm going to draw 3 cards. I'm glad that popped out. So here's what peace would choose here. All these cards talking about having great feeling but keeping it cool. You know, not necessarily taking all this action, letting it, you know, calm down, cool out. So these 2 cards. There's power in not acknowledging and still giving energy. So a lot of signs, specifically Leo's sign, is about reading, is about watching out for emotions being used against them. So no emotions. Pretty much said no emotions this month. Why not read everything? Read every damn sign. Yes. No emotions, no more feeding unimportant habits or emotions. Your emotions are being used against you. I messed around and did 2 readings for Leo for August. No analyzing, just owning their truth. Keep being yourself, keeping your emotions out of it. Use tranquility to trust your environment and to solve the problem for your new self. So using tranquility looks like another, these two cards that popped out, that's the perfect phrase, using tranquility. Because said that was love in action, that's what tranquility is. So, and when you disagree with people, you can't just outright, be combative towards them, because that's too easy. They're still people who deserve their, their ability to be themselves. So. And not acknowledging it and using tranquility is really one and the same. You're still cool. Because being in these type of modes might throw you off, but it's if you see the temperature of the room, the vibe of the room, and how everything runs smoothly. Sometimes with these vibes, that could be tranquility, And that's what peace would do right here. Would choose right here. What would peace choose here? Yes, tranquility. So then it goes back to the tranquility squared phrase in the message for y'all. How is this challenge helping me become stronger? This next question. So, Cancer. How is this challenge helping you become stronger? Stronger defense, stronger resolve to not give to such obvious things, right? Things that always, what I believe is talking about is like easily chosen by society, right? Something that society chooses, I hate saying it like that. Something that society chooses to champion, their view, But instead, you're actually putting in the effort, putting in the work. I think it looks like this from where I'm at. This is making you stronger because you're actually putting in the work and not giving it all to your emotions. To, the familiar, that's what I mean. Society's the familiar, not giving it all to the familiar. You're actually giving your focus to real energy, real attention, real things needing this focus. So it looks like it's about like not actually analyzing, just more being in service, being useful. So how this is making you stronger is you're only, putting forth effort, and then this is a new direction. So keeping your focus and seeing the focus open up. Like, okay, this is great to give energy to. So let's see. So many cards came out. So we got Aquarius, we got Gemini. That's why Aquarius is about standing the test of time while knowing others are testing you, though. That's what their August message is about. Even when others know they are testing you, stand the test of time. So, yeah. Let's see what Aquarius is prompting. So Aquarius's prompt is, who am I when I'm being tested? Can I remain true without reacting? What does integrity look like today? So let's get to your Celtic cross. I'm over here going all over. So I'll shuffle a couple more times. The whole point of this reading, Cancer, I want to give y'all a full scope message. So let's see. The Celtic cross gives you more information. So this Celtic cross should explain why everything I've been saying before will fit and be on time in your month. So you're somehow able, to keep this mentality with you through the month. You will gain greatly, or just be able to see that you're utilizing yourself better. It's arrogant to say that, like, yes, it will work, but present energy, challenge. Let's just see why. Detail number 1, detail number 2, detail number 3, all those cards. I'm glad I read Leo's too. So that Seven of Swords, I'm seeing it now not as deception, but also just your perspective. Simply, we have no idea if it just looks deceptive, because some things just look and all. And then the worst part is if you confront this person, they're gonna have a reason, and it could be valid. So truly, that's why tranquility is important. All 3 of these cards, these details, 1, 2, and 3 together. Page of Swords, 7 of Swords. Strength. So let's get to what's affecting you. Knight of Wands, I'm now seeing it as like this is a strong part of you emotionally. Like this is familiar, right? How people see you though. Hopes and that mentality available. Another indicator of staying in this tranquility. Knight of Pentacles in this position. Slower progress, slower movement, but I really believe sticking to tested and true, right? Outcome. Here's the best outcome. What are we sticking to? Because sometimes it's holding it down. Because for some reason, tranquility is important, and then Leo's message, the sign after, is usually more defined. Like it's a better example of the sign before his message. So Leo's message might be exactly what you needed to even hear about emotions possibly being used against you, even, or your perception being used against you, you could say. So his Queen of Swords is the challenge. Magician is the present energy. That's accessible. You have that. And I'm seeing that. I've been saying this lately. It's more of the tradesman energy. All your skills, all your capabilities properly utilized, focused, trained. And the only challenge you have is this. This card always comes out when you're a little, weary, wanting to make sure things are 100%. So it's positive. For some reason, tranquility will be a better response, and this is a challenge. So exactly. So disagreeing and still connecting is a good way to speak on this card, these combination cards. If you can somehow don't let this overpower too much, because you still have to connect and keep energy, keep emotion. So it's weird, I said not to have emotion, but and then for Taurus, I was saying to knowing when to be a boss first before you give your emotions space or something like that, essentially. Somehow it's like this is, damn it, those 2 cards, 5 of Cups and Ace of Cups, that's the boss action before you can even be be not deceptive, but be suspicious of anything. You know? Well, for all we know, then, is there deception? Because now this could be an attitude had. The good thing is, the first reading I get with the Six of Pentacles is this could probably be the same action. So it does find balance. It does. So you working through these emotions is proper. So, but at least it's good to understand. Okay, my observations are coming from this space. Suspicious space. So. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Came out again. All right. So that looks like that's what it is. I mean, keep your emotions out of it, being able to combat these emotions. Because this is the best outcome. That always talks about being, I have a new definition for it. It's like, it is connected, attracted. It's more attraction now. This card is like attraction, but also weariness. But still, bottom line, you gotta be on top of that emotion when it comes to either air sign, to make it simple, or this, belief in yourself, seriousness about yourself. You have to carry these emotions through, or to weigh them out and handle them properly with the, just due process. You know what I mean? Handling business as you should. That seems just. 'Cause otherwise, I guess me saying to be deceptive, then that's the other outcome. So then, for some reason, oh my God. Oof. For some reason, talking about this earth sign that's still doesn't know when to quit trying to create this little connection. What should you do about that? So it's not that serious, though. You're like, whatever. So then, let's see, is this a smarter plan? Hold on, what's the smart thing to do? Yeah. Okay. It's not that, yeah, you just stick to your, yeah. Yep, watch out, still trying. What should you do about that? Okay, yeah, I got you. Okay, this is where we're still disagreeing but connecting. So pretty sure it just means not, being overboard. Tranquility's the answer. So tranquility squared. Messages. Yeah. So great. Remember, the Nine of Wands came out, so it is dropping, and then keep being on top of any stubborn emotion, worrisome emotion. Because that's the thing, like, either you'll feel like, damn, I did this, or I feel like this, and it's like, well, you know what is really behind that. You feel like you're disappointing somebody or a group or something like that, which isn't, that doesn't matter, because it's like, well, that doesn't, I still feel how I feel despite their feelings, so it doesn't matter if they feel upset. Like, I still don't, for example, that's what it looks like too. It's coming out like that's even, it's more, it shows you more trust. Like, well, let me get off the camera. Cancer, you have more than enough message for me. So, man, what signs were that came out? Damn, so many signs came out. Detoxing by connecting with your new self. The boss you have to accept you are. Tranquility squared is the path. Trust your environment. Trust you can solve the problem. So then I wrote again, remember Leo's message was about being in contest with yourself by how true your words, actions are. Leo's July message. So sometimes, and usually, the message from last month will actually make more sense for you this month. It shifts. So now Gemini's message for you will make sense for them this month. So your July message will make sense for Gemini's this month, is what I mean to say. That's how powerful these messages are. So technically I already have, and if I go back, I'll do this before I get off camera. And if we go back, say, to September, then Taurus is, oh God, it gets confusing as shit. It just shifts up. So then technically Virgo's message, forgive me. Never mind. I should stick to going there. So let's just say July, then. Damn it. Trying to stick to the point I was trying to make. But yeah. So if we go back 1 month, then yes, Leo's message makes sense for you. Go back to June, then it'd be Virgo's message that would make more sense for you. So let's read Virgo's message. Forgive me. So Virgo's message for June, since you go back 2, would be your message now. Stick with it. Taking your time is key. Stillness with love is key. Work the warrior way each day. Only way to grow is through it. It's none of my business how I feel about the situation. Like it's a guided meditation on YouTube or guided yoga video on YouTube. Focus on nothing till it's done. I just show up and do the work. Pay attention so emotions don't bother you. Emotions balance out in stillness. Feeling hopeless is not an option. What's going on around you, see what's going on around you as a representation of what's going on inside of you. Alright. So, how that makes sense. So remember. So I told you I had to give you Leo's message to remind you. And so if you go back to July, that was July's message. So Leo's message now, Leo's message in July makes sense for you now. So then we go back. So July, June. So then we're going to Virgo's message. And then we can go back to April, or if we go to May, then you would say Libra's message makes sense for you. So let's do that. So Libra's message in May will make sense. Beware of others trying to convince you that you are not enough. Grow through your day-to-day. Don't allow your expectations to confuse you. Find joy not worrying and staying clear. Don't worry about where you stand in relationship to others. Let go and grow. So then Scorpio's message for April will be your message. Thank you. Watermelon flavor. Staying yourself stirs the pot. Flavor is a serious process. By not being against vague, unclear things and treating these things like they belong, this is co-creating with other energies or emotions. We have a hold on these emotions. We have an understanding of these emotions in other people. With understanding, you can be the actor and director. Being yourself is the challenge. Getting to the point took a long time. Be on top of the wave. Be on top of the wave of vague. Vague equals shit, information, and people. Be on top of, the day-to-day interactions, the confusing ones. That's the wave of the vague. So creating flavor. If you create flavor by not being against vague, unclear things, or not being against shit, information, and people, treating these things like they belong. Co-creating with other energies and emotions. Okay. And if you go back to March, then Sagittarius' message is yours. The get comfortable anyway mentality is when we need to trust and be aware and not assume the worst. Don't care about what needs to be known. Be clear with yourself. Allow the challenges. Let it build as an amateur. Let raw effort build into structured routine. Understand it, yet let it stay surface level. Be okay and get better. Worry about nothing deeper. Don't take every thought seriously. May was Libra, June was Virgo, July was Leo. Do I even okay, no, I only have March, so I don't have January, February. I don't have February or January. So at least let me get off the camera, Cancer. So that's a pretty good example of pretty much I've always been writing your message down for months and months and months. It's great to look back at that though and see how those words could even be more helpful. So if you've been watching this whole video, you have so many helpful perspectives. It's amazing. So all to just say, be here and pay attention. And connect with vague things. Treat everything like it belongs. So I believe those are powerful points to keep and utilize with you and use as actions when things are so vague that you make you want to feel. Later.